Howdy y'all, welcome back to the shop. Today we're going to do a real quick video about changing out this brakes. We're actually in the middle of a larger upgrade of the suspension. There's going to be another video on that that I'll link up here. But for the time being, these brakes have been on here for forever, and it's really time to get these ripped off. So I'm going to show you how to switch out the brakes on the 4Runner. On the 4Runner, it's really easy, but it's really not that much different from most other hydraulic brakes or caliper brakes like this. So the first thing we're going to do is, on the 4Runner, you got these little pins you got to take out. They're a little easier to get to if you rotate the pin, but there's a little tab back here, and we just need to grab that with our pliers and yank it out. There you go, looks like that. And once you get the retaining wire out of there, you can slide this pin out. There you go. We'll go ahead and do the bottom too while we're here. Well, we need to do the bottom anyways, because otherwise it won't come out. Now I'm using my pliers to rotate the pin so I can get this wire retainer to a place that's easier to yank it out. There we go. Now so far I've only used pliers, and you do not need a lot of tools to do it on this car specifically, because of the way these brakes are put together. So we're only going to use pliers and a set of screwdrivers today. Okay, the pin, and now we can slide the little wire, the brake spring out. We'll reuse that and take out these brakes. Now, these brakes are going to need a little help. So that's when these two big screwdrivers come in handy. We're going to go ahead and use this screwdriver and pull back on the brake to get it out. Now I don't want to be pushing up against the rotor itself, so I'm pushing against the edge of the rotor and the very bottom of the brake to give myself just enough space to push this thing out. Now, these brakes are pretty worn, so there's not a lot of space in there, but here we go. Alright, that's not great. I'll show you what new brakes look like in a bit. Oops, wrong way. Alright, and there we go. That one's completely flat. That's no good. So for comparison's sake, these are the new brakes and these are the old brakes. Okay? You don't want to let your brakes get that low. You can cause some serious damage to your rotors. Luckily, these rotors aren't too damaged. You can check by running your fingernail backwards over the rotor, and if you can feel deep grooves, or if your fingernail catches, your rotors are shot and need to either be resurfaced or replaced. But as you can see, these are really narrow, and that is so much more braking material. Now, this is pretty thin, and this is really thick, so we actually have to move these pistons back a ton. So how I'm going to do that is by taking my screwdriver again, pushing it all the way down into the brake rotor, and then pushing that piston back in to the caliper to give myself enough room. Now as you can see, some of them move more easily than others, and they're all tied together to the same hydraulic system. So you might need to leverage more than one piston at the same time and pull them apart. But in doing so, you are going to create the space you need to push those new pistons in. So there, that one moved at the same time, so we'll move both of these together. Alright, well, it'll take me a bit, but I'll get it eventually. So let's go ahead and slide this side in, since we got it. So they go in the same way they come out. You need these holes on the outside, so I'm going to put the holes in on the outside, and they'll just slide right in if there's enough space. Oh, there's not enough space. Cool. Alright. There you go. That's one break in, so I'll do the other side. Let's use my bigger screwdriver. There we go. All right, let's see if that's enough space. It's probably not. I mean, these things were pretty narrow. Yeah. All right, we'll get it. Cool. All right, now I wasn't banging on that too hard because you don't want to bend it. All right, next thing is to get the retaining clip in. It goes in these holes up here. This one and this one, the two ends go in. So you put that in, and then you cram it in there. And then that'll want to spring right back out. And then take your pin, and it's going to go through the caliper, through the pad, through the wire, through the pad, through the caliper. So you just wiggle everything and get started. And I'm going to take my hammer and just give it a little tap while I wiggle things around. Okay, got that one in. Okay, get this side. Wiggle it out a little bit more so it fits. Okay, gotta clearance it a little. All right, all right. All right, that side is in. So we'll take the other pin and do the exact same thing. We just don't gotta worry about the wire on the top side. So it's a little bit easier to get the top side in because there's no spring in the way. Okay, give it a little bit of wiggle. There we go. There you go, it's in there. All right, and the last thing to do is take our little retaining wires, find the holes they go into, and I'm going to turn it just a little bit so it's a little bit easier for me to do this. But you take the retaining wire, you stick it in the hole, and you push it in until the other side clips in, and there you go. Now it's not coming out. All right, we'll just do the bottom one too while we're at it. All right, great. So that's it. Those are brand new brakes. Once again, look at the difference. It's night and day. There's so much more braking material on this than this. So checking your brakes is easy. If you can get behind your tire, see your brake pad, you want to be able to see that clearance and that groove there in the middle, that's your indicator for how much braking, for when you need to change your brakes. If you can't see that groove anymore, you need to get them out of there. The next thing to do is take this on the road and bed the brakes. Bedding the brakes is just a process of taking it up to speed and then slowing down quickly so that the brake pads match up with the rotor and that the caliper is seated well against the back of the brake pads. I'm not going to do that on camera. There's different ways to do this. Typically what I do when I'm bedding brakes is I'll go up to 30 miles per hour and then slam on the brakes, and then go up to 60 miles per hour and then slam on the brakes to get them nice and hot and to bed those brakes in. So I'm going to go do that. Highly recommend looking into how you're going to bed your brakes because it may differ from vehicle to vehicle and brake manufacturer. Anyway, thanks so much for coming on this quick fix. That's how you switch brakes on the Toyota 4Runner. You want to see more videos about the 4Runner? Check out the link up here to the 4Runner playlist. And if you want to see other videos like this, consider liking and subscribing to this channel. Anyway, see y'all next time.